Malaysia versus Thailand. Finally, this is the most requested video from you guys. You know, I've lived in both countries for over 1 year, and so I want to give you my honest take from my experience. You know, everyone's experience is going to be different, but I think these two countries have so much to offer, and I think each one can probably offer something different to different types of people. So I want to explain a little bit. You know, I really loved my time in Malaysia. I really loved my time in Thailand, and it's almost hard to just choose one. It's very hard to just choose one. Thankfully, I'm a YouTuber. I don't need to choose one. I can hop around. It gives me that freedom. But for the average person, you need to make a decision. You need to choose which country is better fit for me. And it can be tough. If you've never been to either country, if you've never been to one, you may not know. For me, I just kind of hopped over to Malaysia while I was living in Thailand and ended up living there much longer than expected, staying there, moving there. And yeah, I didn't plan on that. It just kind of happened that way. But I just want to say, first off, a lot of people get the wrong impression that Thailand is only for party people. It's only for nightlife and partying, drinking. Like, that's not the case. Women, you know, yes, those things exist here, but that's not all that this country is. I'm actually here right now. I just came here from Korea. I spent the last 8 months in Korea, in Seoul. And back in Thailand for a bit. You know, I'm planning on going to Malaysia as well. So, yes, Thailand is a very good home base. For sure, for sure. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about visiting for holiday, visiting for vacation, as well as visiting long-term. So you'll get both sides of things because I've stayed in the country on holiday before. I've gone to Malaysia on more of a holiday, different islands and things like this. And then I've also stayed in both countries long-term. So let's get right into it. In recent years, Thailand has become exponentially more popular with foreigners. And so prices have gone up significantly, especially in Bangkok. And now I actually find that the two countries, when it comes to things like hotels, Airbnbs, it's pretty similar. Very similar. And yeah, I can't discern much difference in how much I'm spending. Even when it comes to the food and when it comes to daily expenses, when it comes to groceries, you know, going to the supermarket, I feel like I spend relatively the same in both countries. And yeah, it's nice because I don't really drink, or I don't drink at all, let's say. And like, it's been long time since I drank. I used to drink when I was younger. I found out it's a problem for me, so I don't. I still go out sometimes, but I do not drink. So for me, that is out of the equation because in Malaysia, drinking is a lot more expensive. It just is. It's a Muslim predominant country, and there's a tax on alcohol, and so you pay quite a bit if you want to drink alcohol compared to Thailand. But for me, that's not in the equation, just so you know this. And yeah, for me, I spend about the same. I end up going out a little bit more in Thailand because there's more nightlife. The nightlife is better. There's more clubs, more like underground house and techno music scene here. Not much for me in Malaysia in that regard when it comes to nightlife. So yeah, I would say like you're going to spend a similar amount, but the one thing you got to remember is the accommodation quality in Thailand is for sure higher. You know, so if you spend the same amount, you might get the same size condo, you know, might feel similar, and be, yeah, very similar in quality on the surface, but then you kind of look at the amenities, you look at like how polished it is, you look at the level of service going on, and for sure, 9 times out of 10, Thailand is going to win. And so I do end up getting a little bit more value for my money in Thailand because of the nicer accommodation. I end up feeling a little bit more comfortable typically. Like my quality of life is a little bit higher in the living department. And it's just how it always has been, whether I spend a small amount or whether I spend a lot, it's the same. So yeah, prices overall similar, but I have to give the winner to Thailand because things are just a little bit better in terms of the accommodations. Everything else pretty similar. You're looking at similar costs. So if you're really too worried about costs when choosing between Malaysia or Thailand, I wouldn't worry too much. It's pretty much the same. 2 days ago, coming into Bangkok was a nightmare travel experience. I waited 2 hours in the immigration line when I arrived. I needed to get data on my phone, which I couldn't get because the lines were crazy, and I didn't want to really pay the airport SIM card. I tried to get on the Wi-Fi and it wasn't working, so I couldn't top up my data. It was a nightmare. I couldn't get to my Airbnb, so I ended up waiting 45 minutes in line and paying way extra money for one of those airport SIM cards. Never will I travel again without Holofly eSIM. Landing in each destination with unlimited high-speed internet is such a nice feeling. I will never pay for an overpriced airport SIM card ever again. The Holofly app makes it very easy to choose your plan, customize it for the days you need it for, then activate the SIM card. It takes literally 2 minutes from start to finish. And I've tried every major eSIM brand out there. And for me, Holofly works the best and is by far the most reliable. So use the link in the description box below and use my code BenFisherman to get 5% off your next Holofly eSIM for your next adventure. Thanks a lot, Holofly, for sponsoring this video. Can you say one country is really safer than the other? Is Malaysia even safe? Is Thailand even a safe place to stay at this point, to travel to? Of course. Thailand and Malaysia are two of the safest countries that there are. It's almost hard to even say one is safer than the other. Wow, there's a school across the street. Kids going crazy. Probably can't hear it too much. I got noise cancellation, but it's happening. Not too much different. Both safe. You know, I come from New York. Keep in mind, very, rather dangerous place to live. Rather risky, kind of, dicey place to live at this point. And so to me, like, both countries, just so safe. I know you hear small things, about Thailand in the news, things happening, these small isolated incidents, or maybe it's like a big thing, but it's infrequent. And if you compare it to other countries, you come here and you stay some time, you will kind of see what I mean about how safe it is. You don't feel any sense of danger. Same in Malaysia, like, you just don't feel any sense of danger. And things do happen. Of course, things can happen in any country, but you have to keep in mind, compared to most other places, I've lived in a lot of cities at this point, a lot of different countries. These two countries are extremely safe and very comfortable to live in that regard. Like, you don't need to worry. I would happily raise a family in Malaysia. I'd happily raise a family in Thailand. That could be in Bangkok, that could be in Kuala Lumpur, or that could be outside. That could be, Phuket, Pattaya, or that could be in, let's see, somewhere in Malaysia, Langkawi, Penang. All these places feel extremely safe and like comfortable to raise a family or comfortable to live solo as a male or female and not worry about going out late at night and not really worrying about too much. Of course, you should always be mindful, but in general, I think you're safe with Malaysia or Thailand. Now, I will have to give the slight edge to Malaysia as being more safe, and that is only because I think road safety in Thailand is even worse. It's not the best in Malaysia. The roads are also dangerous, but there are so many motorbikes here in Thailand that things can just be quite chaotic. Now, you could argue that the cars are more dangerous and can, cause more damage to you if you're hit by a car. But I think the roads in specifically Bangkok and even other places in Thailand, it's like are pretty chaotic at times. People driving drunk and just like, the motorbikes, it's dangerous, right? It's dangerous. And not to mention, if you yourself are driving a motorbike, it's very dangerous. So you could say that is a part of safety as well. But overall, both countries very safe. I'll give the slight win to Malaysia because I think the roads are a little crazier in Thailand. But both very good for like family life, chilling life, focus on your work life and like not worry about getting mugged, not worry about getting held at gunpoint or knife point on your way home from the club. Now, the food, you would say, could be a tricky one because food is very subjective, right? Food is completely subjective. It's like whatever your preference is, somebody else may be very different. But let's look at it this way. In Thailand, it is very much one cuisine. It's very much Thai food. and you can find good quality Western food, Japanese food. You can find different things, especially in Bangkok more so, but everywhere in Thailand you can find Western food at least, and it's there, but the prices are higher. You're mostly eating Thai food. What's mostly around is Thai restaurants and Thai street food. So especially if you can eat that, it's a plus. It's delicious. Keep in mind, it's not necessarily the healthiest, but it is delicious. It's very affordable, and Thai people shine in making very good Thai food. However, Malaysia has multiple cuisines in one. So you get some very high quality Indian food, you get some very high quality Chinese food, then you get some very high quality Malay food, which is essentially similar to Indonesian food, if you have any reference for that. Quite similar. So you get these three cuisines packed into one, which is Malaysian cuisine. So you have everything across the country. You have a mix of all of these things. There's a good representation of all of these different flavors everywhere, and the quality is really high. The prices are good because it's all local at that point. So yeah, you can eat really well in Malaysia. Some of my favorite food, actually. And so yeah, I love Thai food as well, but you can even find some pretty good Thai food in Malaysia. So you have a little bit of everything in Malaysia at that point. Here, you're not gonna really find great Malaysian food. Yeah, you can find Indian food here. I'm sure there's good Indian food here. I haven't found it in Thailand, at least. I'm sure it's here, but like if you want like Malay food, you're not gonna really find traditional Malay food. Very hard. Maybe there's one spot. Chinese food, yeah, you can find it, sure. But like you're not gonna find the varieties that are in Malaysia. I think the quality is just gonna be a little bit higher because it's more authentic. There's a lot of Chinese population living there, locals, Malaysian people. There's a lot of Indians living there who are Malaysian people. And so, yeah, the food is important to them, really important to them. So you end up with a really good food scene across the entire city in KL. And then even some of the other places, like the islands, the food is not as good. In my experience, the food's not as good. Penang, though, fantastic. Some of the best food in the world. Some of the best food I've ever eaten is in Penang, Malaysia. I've gone back there probably 6 or 7 times just because I was craving the food from there. It's not something I really do. Not something I do with traveling or with places. And that was the only place I've gone back to eat some specific restaurants. And a dish called nasi kandar, which is just Indian curries, and it's fantastic. It's what it is. But anyways, the food in both countries is extremely good. I think both cultures take their cuisine seriously. And Thailand has the world recognition, sure, but Malaysian food is nothing to scoff at. It's absolutely delicious. For this one, I would give the winner to Malaysia simply because, like I said, they have the diversity. They have a little bit of everything. You're never going to get bored. Thai food is pretty broad as well. There's a lot of dishes, but I think in general, for the variety, Malaysia wins in the food department. Folks, I almost forgot about the transportation. Well, transportation in both countries, again, very good. Very, very good. Like I said, I'm from New York City. We have the subway, the infamous subway. It's good in a lot of ways, and it's bad in a lot of ways. And I think the bad things, such as homeless people and just crazy people on drugs, things like that, far less common and very unlikely here in Bangkok and in Malaysia as well. So I think the major cities do it well. The major cities very connected, both of them. Depending where you live, you can easily live somewhere that's not so connected by train. I think, but majority of the city, Kuala Lumpur and Bangkok, very connected, very, very well connected. It's tough because for me, I like to travel on the back of the motorbike taxis. They arrive with, oh wow, they're cooking some spicy food back there. Holy, sorry folks. Oh, that made me lose my train of thought. Right, motorbike taxis, you see them all around. And typically you can pay about $1 and go somewhere. They can pick you up within 2 minutes, pay $1, you jump on the back of a motorbike, and yeah, it's a little bit dangerous. Typically you're not even wearing a helmet. The roads are a little bit crazy, like I said. However, it's very convenient, and there's nothing like that in Malaysia. There's nothing like that in most countries. Maybe Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, you can get that as well. But outside of Southeast Asia, you're not just jumping on the back of a stranger's motorbike, period. So I do value that a lot. I really appreciate the fact that I can jump on the back of a stranger's bike, hand him $1, and go a pretty reasonable distance to my destination. Any time of night, 24 hours. It's unbelievable. And so when you live with that, and then you go somewhere where you don't have that, it's a real bummer. You can also drive without a license in Thailand pretty easily in most places and get away with it, no problem. And if you get pulled over, you pay a little fine. In Malaysia, it's similar, but it's a little more strict, where you should have your license if you're driving there. Overall, public transportation, I'm going to give it to Thailand because I just like the motorbike system better. I know some people will say they hate it and it's too much. For me, I like it. But yeah, Malaysia, like train system, phenomenal. Buses, all working very well. So yeah, pretty equal, but Thailand is the winner for transportation. And how about the nightlife? So Thailand, known for its nightlife, known for its debauchery. Malaysia, not so much, right? Not so much. Predominantly Muslim country, not too keen on partying, too keen on drinking, although many do, and there are places. Oh, it's a little hot out here. Guys, I just went from the cold Korean winter into Bangkok. Hot, humid, but not too hot. Actually, it's fantastic, refreshing right now, but I am sweating. Anyways, nightlife. Yeah, Thailand takes the cake. Thailand wins. I'm just going to throw it out there right off the bat because one of the main things for me about living in Malaysia, like I said, I lived there over a year, I think around 14 months in the end. And I ended up just getting a little bit bored because I'm still relatively young, and I'm still looking to have a good time. I'm still looking to go out pretty regularly. I'm DJing, I'm in this underground house and techno music scene, and there's not much of a scene in Malaysia. There's a small one, a very small one, but in Thailand it's just a little bit bigger. It's still like a relatively small one compared to somewhere like Seoul, Korea, where I just was living. Smaller, right, but better. And a little bit more variety. I think there's more clubs, there's more party collectives, more party people in general going out, and yeah, for me, like the nightlife in Thailand, it's strong, it's fun. There's a lot of different places to go, many different people to meet. People are eager to meet people. People are very eager to know where you're from and just kind of chat when they go out. So Thailand is good for that. And I'm talking Thai people and the foreigners here as well. Like I meet a good, healthy mix of people. Malaysia too. I was really plugged into some WhatsApp meetup groups, and I consistently had people to hang out with and places to go. But it was just a little bit less fun. It was a little less exciting overall. Even though I met some very good people, like the Malaysians are fantastic people. Foreigners there, I met some really great people too, some of my closest friends. But a few, and it took some time. But yeah, I would say Thailand wins in that regard. Thailand definitely wins in that regard. And that's one of the reasons I've always came back here on holiday. It's fun, you feel freedom. They have legal cannabis at this point. Like, there's nowhere else in Asia that you're getting that. And so that's just another layer of making this place a little more interesting and like part of the culture and a little bit more of what I'm used to with my home culture, right? So yeah, I find Thailand to be a fascinating place. I find Malaysia to be also fascinating, but more so in a sense of, hey, I can live here comfortably. Like this is a lot more comfortable than I thought, and it's a lot more first world than I thought. Things like that. So to me, like, yeah, Malaysia's interesting. But like, if I want to have fun and exciting like weekends and go party, then Thailand is better for that, 100%. So I think if you are raising a family, if you are single but you're just focused on work and you have no interest in going out, then like you can really consider Malaysia in a big way, and Malaysia can be really good for you. I think if you're still in a phase of your life, or it doesn't matter how old you are, but like if you're still enjoying the party, if you're still, I guess, are really excited by clubbing, and if you like certain subcultures of music and things like this, and yeah, you're still in that part of your life, I think Thailand might fit you better. not one size fits all. Definitely not, because you know, for me, I like a little bit of both, and so I think I get burnt out on Thailand, and I like going to Malaysia for a few months and kind of chilling back a little bit harder and focus on work and a slower pace, because Bangkok is fast-paced. Thailand, everywhere you go, it can be a little bit more reckless, a little bit more lawless, no matter where, outside of Bangkok, like anywhere, rural Thailand, it's a little bit lawless, whereas in Malaysia, yeah, same, but not so much, especially in the big city, in Kuala Lumpur. Things feel a little bit more contained and not so lawless, like the roads and the way people behave a little bit. So, yeah, it's hard to say. You have to visit both countries. You absolutely have to visit both Thailand and Malaysia before you just choose one, before you just choose to live in one. Simply put, right? Simply put. You know, I first went to Bali when I first came to Asia, and I thought, well, this is the place for me 100%. And then I started going some other places, and I thought, oh, well, maybe these are a better fit for me. Here I am, like, I don't know, 15 years later, and I still haven't really figured it out. I do love Bali. Like, oh, it'd be nice to go spend a few months in Bali. Oh, I love Thailand. Oh, I love Malaysia. Oh, I love Korea. It's like, I think you start to realize that all these places are pretty great places. And so you're not going to really know which is better for you until you come, you spend a little bit of time, spend a month, spend 3 months, see how it feels. You know, you trust your instincts at that point. How does it feel? And I think you'll sort of know, you know, yeah, just spend a little bit of time. Make sure to watch my last video where I compare my life in Seoul, South Korea to Bangkok, Thailand. You can watch that video right here.